So when dealing with the Pythagorean theorem, you're not always trying to solve for the hypotenuse. There might be instances where you have to find one of the missing legs. So the question is how to rearrange the Pythagorean theorem to solve for b, for example. So remember how a and b are the legs of your triangle? A right triangle. And then c is your hypotenuse. So here, you know a and c, but b is missing. So in order to figure that out, we would need to rearrange the Pythagorean theorem. So remember you have a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared, right? So the goal here is to isolate b. So let's get b by itself. Okay, so get b by itself. Okay, we can do that by first getting rid of the a squared term, and then we'll get rid of the little 2 up top there. Okay, so how would you get rid of the a squared? What's the opposite of plus a squared? Okay, if you say minus a squared, you are correct. So let's subtract a squared from both sides. Remember, if there's an equal sign, you need to do the same to both sides of the equation. So this will cancel out. B squared is equal to c squared minus a squared. Okay. So again, keeping in mind that we want to get b by itself, let's get rid of the little 2. What's the opposite of squared? This has to go back to algebra here. Okay, so opposite of squared is square root. So we'll square root both sides. So we'll cancel out the 2. Ultimately, we have b is equal to the square root of c squared minus a squared. The best we can do is just leave it at this. Okay. Actually, we know a and c. So let's take it a step further. We can say that plug in the variables. We can substitute for a and c to find even a more precise answer. So c is equal to 5. So let's plug in 5 for c. And then everything else stays the same. Let's put 4 in for a. So we'll put 4, and then we'll square it. And then 5 squared is 5 times 5. 25 minus 4 squared is 4 times 4. Okay. So 25 minus 16. 9. Okay. So now the square root of 9 is what number times itself will give you 9? When you say 3, you are correct. Actually, the question only asks us to rearrange this, right? So ultimately, you can just say, we rearrange to solve for b. That would be our answer there.